It was the start of a new semester at Gracewood University, and the campus was buzzing with excitement. The leaves were just beginning to change color, and the warm autumn air mixed with the sounds of laughter and chatter as students rushed between classes. Among them was a quiet, reserved girl named Claire. She wasn't like the others. Claire couldn't speak. From a young age, she'd lost her voice due to a rare condition. Her notepad and pen were her constant companions, allowing her to communicate in a world that often overlooked her. Life on campus wasn't easy. The confident girls whispered and laughed behind her back, while the guys barely noticed her. But Claire had grown used to the solitude, until Lucas Bennett entered her world. Lucas, the handsome son of a billionaire, was admired by everyone. With his charming smile and carefree personality, he seemed untouchable. But one cold afternoon in the library, Lucas surprised Claire. Claire was sitting by herself in the library, a pile of textbooks in front of her, her pen tapping rhythmically on the notebook. She was lost in thought, as always, when she heard someone approach. She looked up, surprised to see Lucas standing before her. "Hey, Claire, right?" Lucas asked with a friendly smile. Claire hesitated, not expecting him to even know her name. She nodded slowly and wrote on her notebook, "Yes, that's me." Lucas smiled again, clearly unfazed by her silence. "I've been seeing you around. You always seem to be by yourself. I thought we could have a coffee sometime. You know, if you're up for it." Claire blinked, surprised. Why would someone like Lucas want to have coffee with her? She quickly wrote a note, "You're sure?" Lucas chuckled softly. "Yeah, I'm sure. You look like you could use a break from all those books. I'm usually in the library too, when I'm not in class. I can bring the coffee next time. I'll see you around. Okay?" Claire nodded, with a smile. From that day on, Lucas became a regular presence in Claire's life. They shared coffee, talked about life and classes. Slowly, Claire found herself opening up to him. At first, Claire was unsure what to make of his kindness, but over time, she began to look forward to their moments together. Lucas never once treated her differently because of her condition. He didn't mock her, didn't treat her like some sort of charity case. He genuinely enjoyed their conversations, even if they were mostly one-sided. One day, while they were sitting at their usual spot, Lucas noticed something different. Claire had her notebook open, but this time, she wasn't writing words, she was drawing. He leaned over to take a look. "You're really good at this. Is this something you do often?" Claire smiled softly and nodded, writing, "I play the keyboard too." "Wait, really?" Lucas asked, surprised. "You play music?" She nodded again, and a spark of excitement appeared in her eyes. Over the next few weeks, Claire shared more about her love for music. She would write down the names of songs she enjoyed playing, and Lucas would ask her to teach him. As their friendship deepened, Claire began to feel something she hadn't felt in a long time: hope. No matter how close they grew, Claire couldn't shake the feeling that Lucas would never see her the way he saw the other girls. He was perfect, everything she wasn't. So, she kept her feelings hidden, afraid that one day he would stop coming around, just like everyone else had. As the semester ended, Lucas visited Claire at her apartment. He seemed unusually quiet, his hands fidgeting. Finally, he knelt down and opened a velvet box, revealing a sparkling diamond ring. "Claire," he said softly, "I love you. Will you marry me?" Claire's heart raced, but fear overtook her. She stood abruptly, knocking the box from his hands. Without explanation, she grabbed her coat and ran out, leaving Lucas heartbroken. What Lucas didn't know was that Claire had scheduled surgery over the holidays to restore her voice. The outcome was uncertain, and she couldn't bear the thought of dragging Lucas into her world of uncertainty. Lucas spent Christmas Day alone, his heart heavy. Sitting on a bench outside the campus cafe, he stared at his phone, rereading old messages from Claire. Meanwhile, Claire was in the hospital, preparing for surgery. The thought of Lucas lingered in her mind, but she resolved to face her fears alone. On New Year's Eve, Lucas, still feeling the weight of Claire's rejection, sat quietly at their favorite cafe, lost in thought. "Lucas." Hearing his name, Lucas looked up in confusion. The voice wasn't familiar. It was soft and sweet, but entirely new. He turned, his eyes widening as he saw Claire standing nearby. She was wrapped in a warm winter coat, her cheeks pink from the cold, and her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. You can speak?" Lucas stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. Claire nodded, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Yes, I can speak now. I'm sorry for running away, Lucas. I didn't know if the surgery would work, and I didn't want to hurt you if it failed. But now I'm here, and I need to tell you something." Lucas rose to his feet, his heart racing. "What is it?" Claire smiled, her hands trembling as she spoke. "Yes, Lucas. Yes, I'll marry you." Lucas smiled brightly as Claire nodded, accepting his proposal. With steady hands, he gently slipped the ring onto her finger. Later that night, under the sparkling sky, they lay together in a quiet field, watching the stars. Their hearts were full of joy and hope as they dreamed of the future they would share. As the clock struck midnight, Lucas turned to Claire with a smile and whispered, "Happy New Year." Claire smiled back, her voice soft and full of emotion. "Happy New Year, Lucas." It was the perfect start to their new chapter together.